Hey everybody, this is Mr. Beckstrom, and today we're going to go over section 2.2. This is the U.S. customary units and unit conversions. So in this section, we're basically going to be looking at how to convert units from one unit to another. And we're going to use, they call it the unity fraction method here. A lot of other books call it just unit fractions. So I may say either one of those, but it's basically the same thing. What we do is we start with the known amount, and then we'll use fractions of equivalent amounts in order to convert to the unit that we need. And we're going to do a few examples here. So let's go ahead and get started. It says, the most people find it difficult to reason through a problem in this way. To help you, we have devised a method of solving any unit conversion problem quickly with no chance of error. It's unity fraction method, and the first step in converting a number from one unit to another is to set up a unity fraction from the definition linking two units. So let's talk about that. Now, first of all, we're going to be using conversions, and they give an entire summary on page 120. So if you want to go to page 120 and copy that over, that'll give you length, weight, liquid capacity, area, volume, and time conversions that we'll be using. So let's start with something like this. All right, so the first one, it says how many feet are in 2 miles? And in order to do this one, we will need some information here and create these unit fractions. So, like all of them, I'm going to start with my known quantity, which is 2 miles. So on the left-hand side, I'm just going to put 2, and I'll put a little mi for miles. And I always like to put that over 1. Remember, you can put any number over 1, and it's because we're going to be multiplying fractions together. It makes it a little bit easier, especially at first, in order to do these. So, what we're going to do next is we want to multiply by a fraction that's going to convert us from miles to feet if we can. If we can't, then we can link it up, and we're going to do some examples of that. But if I can do this in one unit fraction, I will. So I know that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. In 1 mile. Right? This is something, and I can probably find this on page 120 in the summary of the length conversions, but there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So I can write that as two different unit fractions. I can either write that as 5,280 feet over 1 mile. Remember, these two quantities are the same, so really if you divide anything by itself, you're just going to get 1. So if we're multiplying this by 1, we're not really changing the value, we're just converting. Or I can write this as 1 mile all over 5,280 feet. So either one of these would be a unit conversion that I can use here. Now, which one do I want to use for this? Well, remember, my final answer needs to be in feet, so I want to get rid of the miles. And in order to get rid of the miles, I'll need 1 miles on top, and I'll need 1 miles on the bottom. So I'm going to use the one that has the 1 mile here, and I'll put the 5,280 feet up here. And then this mile will cancel with this mile, so I'll just be left with an answer that's going to be in feet. Remember, we can only cancel them out when one is on the top and one is on the bottom. And once I do that, now that I'm in feet, and that's what I want, I can write my final answer. My final answer is, we're going to multiply the tops across, so that's 2 times 5,280 feet. And so let's see. 2 times 5,280 is 10,560, so that's going to be 10,560 feet all over 1 times 1, which is 1. So my final answer will be 10,560 feet. That's how many feet are in 2 miles. And this is using the unit conversion problem. All right, I'm going to give you all one, and I want you to give it a try, and then we'll go over the solution. All right, how many teaspoons are in 6 fluid ounces? Go ahead, give this one a try, setting it up, and then we'll go to the solution. So pause the video now. All right, so what I'm going to first do, like I did before, is I'm going to start with my known amount. So I'm going to say 6, and the unit for fluid ounces is FLOZ. They use it like this. And remember, I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1 here. Now, my first conversion is, remember, I want to get out of ounces and into teaspoons. So I'm going to put my ounce down here. So that way it will cancel out with my ounce up here, because I don't want ounces in my final answer. And I look for a conversion on page 120. Let me go ahead and copy that over here. All right, so this is what I have to work with right there. Let me put that a little bit down there. If I can go from ounces directly to teaspoons, I will, but it doesn't look like I can. So I'm going to have to set up 2 unit fractions for this one. So I do know that in 1 fluid ounce, I have 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. So I can write that as a unit fraction there, because 2 tablespoons is equal to 1 fluid ounce. But remember, I want my final answer in teaspoons, so I can set up another unit conversion. Now remember, I want to get rid of the tablespoons, so I want tablespoons down here. And I know that 1 tablespoon is equal to 3 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons. So this is also a unit fraction, because 3 teaspoons is equal to 1 tablespoon. Now the ounces will cancel out, the tablespoons will cancel out, and I'm just left with teaspoons, and that's what I want for my final answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply across the top. 6 times 2, and this should be fluid ounces, by the way. 6 times 2 times 3, so 12 times 3, so this is going to be 36 teaspoons all over 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. So my final answer is 36 teaspoons. All right, let's take a look at another one. All right, so this one says, how many cubic yards are in 57 gallons? So I want you to go ahead, pause the video, go to the measurement summary on page 120, and see if you can set this one up and then figure it out. And then unpause the video when you're ready, and we will go over it. All right, so I've copied over the volume conversions over here, and remember, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We are going to go ahead and start with the known value, which is 57 gallons. So 57, and gallons is GAL, and again, I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1. Now my first unit fraction, remember, we want to get rid of the gallons here, so it has to be gallons down here. So it'll cancel out. And I know that it doesn't look like they show me anything other than, we know 7.48 gallons. 7.48 gallons is equal to 1 cubic foot. 1 cubic foot, right? But that's not what we want our answer in. We want in cubic yards, so we're going to need to do another conversion here as well. This time we want to get rid of cubic feet. Cubic feet. So we know that there are 27 cubic feet in 1 cubic yard. So 27 cubic feet in 1 cubic yard. Cubic yard. And now we've gone all the way from gallons to cubic yards. And we just need to multiply across from the top and the bottom. And gallons cancel out with gallons, cubic feet cancel out with cubic feet, and we are left with cubic yards. So this is going to be 57 times 1, so that's 57 cubic yards. And this time I'm going to write it as a bit like this, yards with a little 3, that's also cubic yards, over 7.48 times 27. So this is going to be 7.48 times 27, and if we remember from the last section, we're going to round to the least number of significant digits, which would be 2 significant digits for 27. So we're going to round to the first 2 digits here, so that's just going to be over 200, and that's going to give us 57 divided by 200, so 57 divided by 200 is equal to 0.285, and so 0.2, and we're going to go 9. We're going to round this answer to 2 significant digits because we're dividing, and the least number of significant digits is the 57, which is 2, so 0.29 cubic yards. So there are 0.29 cubic yards in 57 gallons, and that's how you do that one. All right, let's take a look. All right, this one says convert 80 miles per hour to feet per second. And I'll help you get started with this one because we haven't really done one like this. But remember, we start with the known amount, which is 80 miles per hour. And we're going to write it like this, 80 miles per 1 hour. Okay? So now, in this case, we're going to have to convert the miles to feet and the hours to second. So see what you can do. I don't expect too many people to be able to get this on the first try, but pause the video, and when you're ready, we'll go through the solution. All right, so we did 80 miles per hour, which means that we go 80 miles in 1 hour, and we want to convert this to feet per second. So I'm really going to be doing the same kind of things as before. This time I can start with either getting rid of the miles or getting rid of the hours because I need the distance in feet and I need the time in seconds. So I'm going to start with the hours. So if I have the hours down here, I need them up here. Oh, what am I doing? Hours. And I know that in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. Right? And that'll cancel my hours out. But I don't need it in minutes, I need it in seconds. So now I want to use the minutes here. So in 1 minute, right, I have 60 seconds. And that will get my time into seconds here. Now I need to get my miles into feet. So I have miles up here, so I need miles down here. And from the first example, I know that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. All right, that will get rid of my miles here, and now I'm left with feet on the top and seconds on the bottom, and that's what I wanted. I want it in feet per second. So we're going to multiply across the top first. So this is going to be 80 times 5,280, 80 times 5,280. So that's going to be 422,400. So 422,200. And this is feet all over 60 times 60 seconds. So that's going to be 3,600 seconds. And now, in order to get this in feet per 1 second, I'm basically just going to divide this top number by 3,600. So we're going to divide 422, 400, and it looks like I made a boo-boo here. That should be a 4 right there. Let me correct that. All right. And so 422,400 divided by 3,600. And I'm going to get around 117.3. And I'm going to round this to the least accurate of these two numbers, which is this one right here. So that's 2 significant digits. So I'm going to round this to 120. So this is going to be 120 feet per 1 second. And that's it. So 80 miles per hour is approximately equal to 120 feet every second. All right, guys, that's it for this section. Please make sure that you try a bunch of these in the sections as well as in the My Math Lab, and let me know if you have any questions at all. All right, and I hope everybody has a great week. Thanks.